I brought my pet chimpanzee named Lemon into class for show and tell, but the teacher immediately yelled, "That thing is dangerous, it's gonna attack someone." I looked at Lemon calmly eating an apple in his shades and assured her he was fine, but then a kid opened his bag. "I'm gonna prove that chimp's dangerous." He threw a thick textbook at Lemon's head, hitting him and knocking his glasses to the floor. I heard Lemon whimper, and he immediately cowered behind me, trembling and holding his apple close to his chest. I looked around. See, he's not dangerous, but everyone was already pointing at the door. We don't want a rabid animal in our classroom. I turned back to Lemon's terrified eyes and decided it wasn't worth it. Fine, we'll leave. But while walking out, the alarm suddenly blared. Lockdown. This is not a drill. I heard a rifle reloading in the hallway, and my blood ran cold. Everyone instantly panicked and scrambled under their desks, making noise as they did. Lemon clung to my chest, shaking, and we ran to hide. But then the door handle began rattling. A bullet rifled through and hit the window inches from our teacher's head. Someone screamed, "We're gonna die," as the lock began splintering. I lay there, thinking this was it, but then Lemon jumped off my chest. Lemon, no, but he was already running to the door. The lock broke and burst open, and the shooter stepped in, his finger on the trigger. But Lemon was already in the air. His eyes widened in horror as he saw a chimpanzee in a chain flying at him, and he raised his gun. But Lemon's fist was already at his forehead. It connected so hard I heard a crack, and he fell and dropped the gun. Lemon immediately began mauling him while he screamed for help, but I only called him off after someone kicked the gun away. He jumped into my arms while the shooter laid there in agony without a face, and the whole class was now hailing Lemon as the school legend. I could bring him when I wanted to. I saved up for a whole year to buy a Switch 2 and let my little sister play it first. I mowed lawns, walked an old lady's 2 dogs before school, and dropped every birthday card straight into a glass jar, terrified the price of the Switch would climb or they'd sell out before I could afford it. My little sister watched that jar grow all year right beside me. She'd come in every few days asking, "How much now?" I'd dump it out on my bed and count fast while she held the stack of bills. She'd lean on my desk and ask, "Can I play with you when you finally get one?" I'd say maybe, without looking up, and slide the bills back into the jar before she could ask again. The morning I went to buy it, she sat next to me while I counted, $10 short. She walked out and came back with a folded bill from her birthday card. "Use this." She dropped it on the pile and walked out before I could answer. I biked to the store with the bills in my pocket and walked out holding the game I'd waited a year to play. When I got back, I went straight upstairs and shut my bedroom door so I could set it up in peace. I plugged it into the back of my TV, paired the controller, and signed into my account. The menu music started up, and I sat there grinning like an idiot. Then a soft knock came at the door, and a moment later, her voice followed. "Are you playing already? Can I watch? I'll be quiet, I promise." I sat there with the controller in my lap, almost telling her to come back later, but I remembered the bill she'd dropped on the pile that morning, so I got up and opened the door. "Yay!" she screamed, then instantly put her hands over her mouth. "Oops, sorry." I sat on my bed, and she climbed onto the edge next to me. I loaded up Mario Kart World. When the title screen came on, her eyes got so big, I could see the whole TV reflected in them. She had her hands tucked under her legs like she was trying really hard not to ask. I picked up my controller and stared at it before I passed it over to her. "Wait, for real?" "Yeah, just hurry up and pick a character before I regret it." She took it with both hands, the same way she used to hold the stack of bills from the jar. She instantly picked Princess Peach without scrolling through the other options. When the race started, she came in dead last by a long shot, but made me hit replay on Peach crossing the finish line 3 times in a row, just so she could watch her finish the race. She was jumping up and down on my bed, smiling and laughing the whole time. At that moment I realized that even though I'd worked all year to play it, watching her was way more fun.